Hi kids! Welcome to our lesson for today. So remember last time we were talking about Naomi and Ruth. And we talked about how Naomi lost her husband Elimelech, and then she lost both of her sons, that is Mahlon and Chilion.
Yeah.
And then when they got to the border of Israel, she told her daughter-in-law Orpah to go back and live with her mother, and Orpah left.
Yeah.
But Naomi was left with Ruth.
Yeah, Ruth said she was not going anywhere.
Yes, and she said, I will never ever leave you until the day that I die.
Yeah.
So we left Naomi and Ruth entering the town of Bethlehem.
Yes. So they got to Bethlehem, and the women there were very excited to see them, and they welcomed them. And they even said, Naomi, is that you? But Naomi turned to them and told them, don't
not
call me Naomi. Instead, call me Mara, because I left here when I was full, and I am back and I am empty, and my life is very bitter.
Yes.
And Mara means bitter. So Naomi changed her name from Naomi to Mara, which means bitter.
Yes. So now Naomi and Ruth, when they got to Bethlehem, they were very poor.
Yeah.
They did not have much.
Yeah.
And also, women at that time in Israel did not used to work. So they had no way of earning a living.
Yes, because the men and the sons were the ones who would work and bring home something to eat, or maybe bring home whatever they're going to survive on.
But Naomi had none of these.
Yeah, she had no sons and she had no husband.
Yes. But God had left a provision in the laws of Israel so that the poor would never be left hungry.
Yeah.
So farmers were supposed to allow the poor to come into their farms and pick up anything that was dropped or anything that was overlooked, and pick up all of the leftovers so that they would have something to eat. And this was called gleaning.
Yeah.
So that is what Ruth decided to do.
Yeah, so Ruth decided that she was going to glean so that her and Naomi can get something to eat.
Yes.
So early in the morning, Ruth woke up and she went to a nearby farm, and she kept close with the reapers. As they were harvesting, she was also behind them, very close, and picking up anything she could find.
They dropped, anything they overlooked, she was there picking it up.
So at that time, they were actually harvesting barley.
Yes.
So that is what Ruth was picking up and putting inside her basket.
Yes. So at midday, the man who owned the farm was called Boaz. And Boaz came to see how the harvest was going
In his farm.
Yes, so he came to check on his reapers. And when he came to his farm, he saw a girl following behind his reapers and
she was
gleaning and picking up everything that they had dropped.
Yeah.
So Boaz asked his foreman,
Who is
this
that
girl? Who is that girl who is there? So his foreman told him, that is Ruth. And she came to this land with Naomi as one of her daughter-in-laws. Yes, she's a foreigner.
Yeah.
And she came to this land with Naomi. So Boaz went over and decided to talk to Ruth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Boaz told Ruth that she should actually keep close with the reapers and pick anything and everything that they left behind. And Boaz promised Ruth that the reapers were not going to disturb her. And he also told Ruth that wherever she got thirsty, she could actually drink the water that the men had fed.
Yes, she could go and drink water where the reapers are drinking water. And he even invited her for dinner.
Ruth looked at Boaz and she was surprised, and she asked him, why
are you being so kind to me?
Yeah.
Yes, and Boaz actually told her, because of the kindness that you showed Naomi.
Yeah.
That was why Boaz was being kind to Ruth. Yes.
Yeah, and Boaz told Ruth that may the God that you have learned to trust keep you safe and provide for you even in this land. And
actually Boaz invited Ruth to come and keep on gleaning throughout the entire harvest.
The entire harvest.
Yes, the entire harvest.
So they were going to get food the entire harvest.
Yes, and then Boaz went back to his reapers and he told them, even as you're harvesting, make sure to
You
drop
leave grains of barley
leave
on
grains of
purpose.
barley on purpose,
Yeah.
so that Ruth will be able to have more food
Yes.
for her and for Naomi. Her basket would be so full.
Yes.
So that is what the reapers did.
So Ruth collected a lot of barley and she put them inside her basket, and when she got home, her basket was so full that Naomi was surprised. Where did you get all this
How
grain?
did you get all of this
Yeah.
grain? And Ruth told Naomi about how she went and she met Boaz, and she
Yeah.
ended up at Boaz's farm, and how Boaz showed her favor and kindness.
Yes, and Naomi was so happy, and she said that God is so good. God actually led you to one of our relatives, because Boaz was actually related to Naomi.
Yes.
So Naomi said God led you to one of our relatives, and he is a good man, and you will be safe with him.
Yes.
And so that is how now Ruth was able to get favor from Boaz, simply because Ruth was kind to Naomi. Now Boaz was kind to Ruth.
Yes.
And that is because and God had made it that way, because when you're kind to someone, there'll always be someone else who's going to be kind to you. So
Yes.
children, always remember you need to be very kind to everyone around us. And remember, Ruth woke up very early in the morning.
Yes,
to
she
go
was
and
very
clean.
hardworking.
She was very hardworking.
Yes, she knew women in Israel did not work, but she still found something
To do, yes.
So on top of her being kind to Naomi, she was very hardworking,
Yeah.
because she found something to do, and she woke up very early, and she went and she worked the
Yes,
whole day.
if she had not gone to the farm, then she would not have met Boaz,
and she
Boaz
would not have been favored,
Yes.
and they would not have as much food as
so
they
because
did.
she was kind, Boaz showed her kindness. Because she was hardworking, they had food to eat. So children, remember to always be kind to everyone around you, and
to be
also to be
very
very
hardworking,
hardworking,
yes.
because there's always something that you can do. So now we are going to stand up and sing our song. So let's all stand up and sing this song.
Okay, kids, so we've just learned about Ruth and how she found favor with Boaz. And this is because she was kind and she decided to stay with Naomi, and God allowed her to find favor with Boaz. So now we're gonna sing a song about how God's favor is always with us.
Yes.
And how He'll always be there with
Yeah.
us. So everybody stand up and help us sing this song. Your favor follows me. Your kindness leads me to a hope I cannot see. Faithful are you, Father, to fulfill your every promise. The desires of my heart are made complete, 'cause your favor follows me.
Okay, kids, so we are here to do our craft, and as we said, Ruth was very hardworking, and she went out in the morning, very early in the morning, and she gleaned and picked up a lot of barley.
Yes, she gleaned and picked up a lot of barley stalks that had been dropped. Because remember, Boaz went and told his reapers, make sure you drop some barley on purpose so that Ruth will be able to pick it up. So now it's time for us to do our craft.
Yeah, so we are going to make barley.
Yes.
So this is what you're going to make. It actually looks, barley grains look like this. So this is a barley stalk. So for this, you're going to need like a background paper, and for that we choose our white manila paper. Then we'll also need brown paper because barley is actually brown in color. So we're going to use this, and then so we need like strips of brown paper. Then we're going to make the grains. So these are our barley grains. We're going to stick them on the barley stalk, and then we're going to see how they come about to be barley grains. So to make this, we actually did cut strips of paper.
Strips of brown paper, but it can be any color you want.
And then what I did is I rolled it around my finger like this. So this is how I made my grains. And then we also need glue because I used glue to actually stick it together. Around my finger like that, and that is how I was able to get my barley grains. So make sure you have glue with you. Then also from these same papers you're going to need a representation of the barley stalk. So you're going to cut out a straight piece of paper.
Let's make a stalk.
Make sure it's a long strip like that, something like that. And then also from the same brown paper, we're going to make our grass. And to make our grass, you're just going to give your strip of paper a little bit of a tip down there. So you'll cut it like that and then cut out like that. So we can make another one so that you know what we're doing. So give it a tip. So you start from the edge right there and then cut out and then make it thick as you go, and then just cut it out. So this is what we're going to use as our grass. You'll see how that comes about in just a minute. So we put all that aside, and now it's time for us to make our barley grain. So what you need, first of all, pick your straight, the one without the tip, your straight strip of paper, the brown one, and make sure it doesn't have the tip. Then you take the ones with the tip. You can take maybe 3 or 4 because this represents the grass. Then what you do, just slightly where
a small fold.
Where the strip thickens, make a small fold, and that will represent our grass. I think mine are longer, so I can just cut them out. Then also fold. So that is what you're going to do. Make 3 or 4. That, as simple as that. You can do that again. So there you have it. So now we're going grass. So now we need our glue to stick all these. So I'll just put a little glue and stick the first grass like that.
Yes, and don't use too much glue, especially if you're using brown paper, because the brown paper can become wet with glue. So don't use too much glue. Put a bit of glue and stick your grass down.
So that is our first grass, then the second one, and then at the middle you can do your stalk, your barley stalk.
Yes.
So for the barley stalk, you'll actually need glue to go all the way,
the whole strip of the stalk. So that the whole thing is sticking down.
Yeah, you can put glue on the strip of paper or on your background paper.
So just make sure not to use too much glue so it can dry quick enough. And this is going to remind us about what we have learned today.
Yeah. So you can just make that a little bit fast. I'm almost done. Maybe one more. Okay, so now to our fun part where we're going to stick the grains. So what you do, because we've already folded them like this,
them
so
up.
they're like rings on your finger like that. Yeah, so just put glue on one part, like the part that's on your finger, and then stick it on the stalk like that. Then pick another one and do the same like that.
So do this with all of the grains that you've made.
Yeah.
And remember to stick them in a pattern, kind of like a zigzag-ish pattern, because that's how barley looks.
Yeah.
So
That's
stick
how
them in a
the
pattern.
grains are arranged on the stalk.
Yes. So stick all the way up to the top. Remember, Ruth was going around collecting any barley that was left or that was dropped, and she kept on gleaning, and she ended up with more than enough food for herself and for Naomi. And she did this all through the harvest season, so they had nothing to worry about.
We were able to get food simply because Ruth was hardworking enough to wake up every morning and go out
And
to
collect,
to glean and collect grain so that they can have food.
And also because Boaz had shown her favor and kindness, and Boaz did this because Ruth herself was kind. So every time we look at this barley that we've made, we will remember that we need to be kind like Ruth, and we need to be hardworking just like Ruth
was.
So keep sticking until you get to the top.
I'm almost at the top. Maybe 2 more.
Add them as you go along. You can even have more than one stalk of barley. We just made one this time, but you can have as many as you want.
Yeah, and then also you can get a basket and place them in just like Ruth did.
Yes, after she collected them and picked them up,
she put them in a basket.
yes.
So there we go.
And we have all of our grains stuck down.
Yes.
And that is what we have created.
Yeah, so that is what we have. So Ruth collected as much grains as possible, and they had enough food to eat because she was hardworking and she was very kind to Naomi to even do this. So we are going to write here, be hardworking
and
kind.
So be hardworking and be kind.
And be kind. So we'll always remember that as Ruth was hardworking and kind, we also need to be very hardworking and very kind.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is it for today. Until next time,
Bye.